Speaking of writing and narrating, you helped on this new project or the latest documentary, High Strangeness and the Bennington Triangle. Can you give us a little insight to that? And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that premieres, is that today?
Yeah, this week, actually, Tuesday, it hit a lot of the streaming platforms. So your Amazon and Apple, all the places where people go for that. It's out. It's out right now. The only people who saw it before this were Kickstarter backers who got a DVD or a Blu-ray as soon as the project was fully complete. But other than that, the general public is getting their first look at it right now. And the Bennington Triangle project, From the Beyond, is the actual above the fold title, and then High Strangeness is the kind of the subtitle. Is has this, as it all suggests, it's an area in Vermont that for some time, going back many decades, has been a location point for all sorts of strange goings on. Everything from Bigfoot sightings to people reporting missing time, people actually going missing. Long before missing 411 was well known, in the 40s and 50s, there were people who were disappearing in this area of Vermont. And so we were very fortunate to have the participation of Joseph Citro, who is a Vermont native and who has written extensively about all sorts of unexplained things happening in Vermont. And it's really Joe who is credited with coining the phrase the Bennington Triangle. And it's neat because Joe Citro has worked hand in hand with Vermont artist Stephen Bissett, who is best known probably for Swamp Thing and who just had a Kickstarter do really well to release the full run of Tyrant, his dinosaur graphic novel. And they've joined forces where Joe Citro writes the words and Stephen does the art. And the Vermont Monster Guide is one of their projects that they have released. It's really great. I just highly recommend it. And Joe is featured throughout From the Beyond because out of everyone we've ever met, he knows all the stories and he's cataloged all of them and can tell you all the variations on some of the more folkloric stories that are a part of the conversation. So it's a fun project. It's just the type of stories that I enjoy being a part of in some ways. And even in the artwork for the film itself, this one ties into our Chestnut Ridge documentary that released almost 10 years ago called Invasion on Chestnut Ridge. And Seth, I know, has in some interviews talked about From the Beyond as sort of a spiritual sequel to Invasion on Chestnut Ridge because rather than it focus on one particular case or even one type of case, it focuses instead on an area that seems to be hosts just about any kind of weird thing that you can imagine. And, trying to speculate about why that would be is kind of a fun thing, but we're all still trying to get to the bottom of it.